What's up, everybody? My name's Reno. For my project, I chose Zechariah. The reason I chose him is because I was interested in his visions. So his visions are really weird, very obscure, as some people call them. Um, but that's why I just kind of wanted to deepen my knowledge and kind of dive into those, just so I can kind of try to understand them. So that being said, the first place that Zechariah shows up in the Old Testament is 2 Kings 14:29. I have it pulled up right here. So it says, Jeroboam rested with his ancestors, the kings of Israel, and Zechariah his son succeeded him as king. So obviously it's pretty straightforward. He's just coming into his kingmanship. Um, but I chose that. Um, I know Zechariah has his own book. So for the resource part of the project, I did use the first time he showed up in his book. But for this question specifically, since it asked for the Old Testament and he's in the New Testament, I just chose that. So for the three important things, I have them written down on the project just because they're kind of long. So for the first point, I broke it down into three sections. So I broke it down into three themes. So three themes in the book of Zechariah. The first one is just Jerusalem and Zion as a theme itself. Those two names are mentioned 47 times, kind of sprinkled evenly throughout the book. I would say that's a pretty prominent theme because of how much it's mentioned. Secondly, the second theme would be future inclusion of all nations in God's plan for salvation. Um, so Zechariah mentions Jerusalem a lot, God's plan for salvation for Jerusalem. Um, but one of the main themes of Zechariah is just like kind of including everybody. So not just Jerusalem, but everybody in God's plan for salvation. Third theme would be the sovereignty of God. This theme carries throughout all the other themes, kind of just like Jerusalem's kind of sprinkled in throughout the whole book. Um, but yeah, the second important thing would be, this is broken down into three sections again. So Zechariah in itself, the book is, I guess by commentators, they break it down into three sections, or the dictionary rather. Section A is chapters 1 through 6. This consists of a description of the 8 visions Zechariah saw. So this is the whole reason I chose Zechariah, because of the visions. They're very interesting. So that's the first section. Second section, which is B, chapters 7 and 8, covers Zechariah's urgent messages from God and fasting. So Zechariah was a prophet. He was a mouthpiece for God. God spoke directly to him. That's where a lot of his visions came from. So that's what section B covers, the urgent messages and fasting. He kind of talks about fasting twice throughout that. Section C, chapters 9 through 14, speaks of future plans for Jerusalem, including all of God's people. So that's just kind of like one of the themes that I read off. Section C runs through all that. The third important thing, so I'll just read off some of it here. As the book is filled with prophecy and visions, medieval commentator Rashi stated that the book of Zechariah won't be understood until the coming of Christ. So I did get this from, it was online, one of the commentators. So in the medieval times, this guy named Rashi, he stated that Zechariah won't be understood until the coming of Christ. Zechariah is known for these vivid, these weird, I say weird in a good way, but these weird visions that he would have. So they're described in his book, and we don't understand them, just because I don't think we have the knowledge to kind of grasp the concepts he's mentioning, or the kind of beings he's mentioning. So I guess we won't know unless someone has an idea. But I don't think that we have the power, I guess, to put like a for sure answer on that. So I guess we'll have to just wait. And then the second part of that, of the third point I have, the book is known for its obscurity, and some of its visions are beyond what we can interpret. So it's kind of just reiterating what I said, but it is an obscure book. So guys, that's it. That's my presentation on Zechariah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to hear of y'all's presentations and see what kind of research you did on yours. As for me, I do plan on going deeper into this. I do plan on diving deeper into learning who Zechariah was, what kind of things God spoke to him, and maybe trying to get background information on what God did speak to him, just to try to get an idea. My job's not to interpret, but I can try to learn more about the situation Zechariah was in, and hopefully just learn more about his character and who he was. But that's it, guys. Thanks so much.